The biggest lessons I've learned in my life are here. Through different stories and topics, I'm going to inspire and motivate you to reach your success and your dreams. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on Journey to Success. So, let's enjoy my next episode together. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? Imagine, guys, imagine if you all those ideas we grew up with, that happiness comes from things like success, money, or even relationships, are just part of the story. This question has fascinated researchers for years, and studies are beginning to show that what we think makes us happy might not work the way we expect. So, in today's episode of Journey to Success, let's dive deep into some unconventional wisdom about happiness that might surprise you. Hi, guys, my name is Fabio from Journey to Success, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about happiness, but in a way you might not expect. If you think about it, right, it is always the same script they told us: work hard, get a job, get a good job actually, earn a lot of money, and everything will fall, into place. Everything is gonna be right. But I mean, what if that's not really true? Think about it, right? We often hear that happiness depends on external things like career, success, or wealth. And I mean, don't get me wrong, those things can bring comfort and joy. We like these things, but not the full picture. They're not the whole picture. So today we're going to dig into some ideas that might sound unusual or even go against what we usually hear. Sometimes questioning these norms and trying something different can help us find real, lasting happiness. So, let's see how, but of course, as always, before to go forward, please subscribe so I know this is the right direction to drive you, lead you, guide you towards your journey to success, as always. And let's start, all right? Let's start as always. So let's talk about some common beliefs around happiness, all right? A lot of people think happiness is closely tied to things like status, money, or having the perfect life. But there is a research suggesting this approach can lead to disappointment. To be precise, a famous study from Princeton University found that while money can boost happiness to a certain point, it doesn't keep increasing it. In fact, once your basic needs are met, more money doesn't lead to much more happiness. Another belief is that status and achievements will make us feel fulfilled. So many people who have reached incredible success, whether in business, sports, or the arts, say they still felt empty inside after reaching their goals. These ideas, the idea that money and status equal happiness, often create a cycle of dissatisfaction because we start chasing the next thing. We feel like we're always missing something or like that we need to work harder for the next step. This creates a lot of stress, and in the end, it's not a sure path to happiness, not at all. So now, let's dive into some ideas that might sound unusual, but have helped many people find real happiness. So, first, let's talk about the importance of failure. I love failure. We talked in the previous episode as well, Mr. Failure and Mrs. Comfort Zone. So, we're often taught that success is everything, right? And failure is something to avoid. But think about it. Every failure teaches us something, even if it's just about resilience. Some of the most successful people out there, if you think about inventors or athletes, say that they learn the most from their failures. Embracing failure can actually make us feel more fulfilled because it shows us how much we are growing. Next, let's look at the idea of valuing experiences over possessions. So, there is a well known study from Cornell University showing that people get more long term happiness from experiences like travel, you know, or be with friends, be with family, instead of buying things. Possessions might bring joy at first, for sure, but it fades quickly. Experiences, on the other hand, give us memories and stories that we can look back and we feel happy about for years, when you do a vacation or when you are with some friend on the table and you tell with each other some nice story. So prioritizing experiences over material things can bring a type of happiness that can be in our mind forever. Another important idea is the power of solitude. I know, sounds weird, sounds strange, but being alone from time to time is actually healthy and can boost our happiness. Studies suggest that taking time to reflect and be with our own thoughts helps us understand what we really want in life. So, this time alone, away from social media or busy schedules, can give us clarity and peace. So, we have these three big ideas: embracing failures, valuing experiences, and finding time for solitude. These are not the typical pieces of advice we hear, but they can help us reach us, let's say, a deeper, more lasting happiness than simply chasing success, money, or material things. Okay. Now, here's something that might surprise you the most. One of the most weird pieces of advice I've come across is this: sometimes the key to happiness is lowering our expectations. Okay, just a moment. Yeah. I mean, this may sound negative. I know that. Hmm? But psychologists have found that when people constantly set very high expectations for what will make them happy, they often end up disappointed. For example, if you believe that only a certain salary, a particular car, or a big house will make you happy, you might feel let down when these things don't bring as much joy as you expected. So instead, lowering expectation doesn't mean aiming low, right? I mean, guys, we're talking about a journey to success. We're here to dream big. That's what I wish for you. But at the same time, you have to appreciate the good things, the things you already have. Studies show that gratitude, being thankful for what we already have, leads to more happiness than always chasing for the next big thing. So, by lowering expectations in this sense, we can find joy in small moments in everyday life and in things we might normally overlook. Okay, this sounds let's say weird, as I said, and but at the same time doesn't mean we don't try to improve or have goals, especially. Okay, it just means that we stop putting so much pressure on those goals to bring us happiness. So, happiness can be in the present moment, and it's often about finding value in the small, simple things around us. Now, just to summarize, all right, so let's recap a little bit about what we have talked today. We've challenged some common beliefs about happiness. That's what we did. So, like the idea that money and success will automatically lead to fulfillment. But we have looked at alternative paths to happiness, like learning from failure, focusing on experiences rather than material things, and embracing solitude. And most importantly, we explored the surprising idea of finding happiness by lowering our expectations and practicing gratitude for the present. The main takeaway here is that happiness doesn't always follow the rules society sets. Sometimes the path to true happiness requires us to think differently, in a different way, to step away from the conventional and try a new approach. All right, now, I would love to hear from you guys, as always. Do you have any unconventional advice or personal experiences about happiness? Maybe you have tried one of these ideas already, or maybe you have your own unique take. Share it in the comments below because your story might inspire someone else. And also, if you enjoyed today's episode, think about sharing it with someone who could use it for a fresh look at happiness. Your support means a lot to me, you know that. And while following and subscribing is great, I think spreading these ideas can have a bigger impact. Thank you so much for joining me today on Journey to Success. Remember, happiness is a journey, and sometimes the most surprising paths are the ones that lead us there. Cheers. Wow, can you believe it? Here we are at the end of the episode. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sticking around, guys. If you enjoyed what you heard, I would really appreciate if you could take a moment to share this episode with someone who could benefit from it. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to catch you in the next episode. Cheers.